Hello, Pisces friends. I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my Pisces September 2024 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. What a month we have, especially with Pisces in the hot seat of the new Pisces Virgo Eclipse Cycle that is starting now, but it will last into 2027. So, calling the theme of this month, Pisces Eclipse, blasts open power portal for Pisces. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about what all of these Virgo planets mean for you. They are in opposition to your sign. We'll talk about the new moon. We'll talk about Mercury retrograde, Mercury direct, and the last open period free from personal planet retrogrades that we're going to have not only for 2024, but well into 2025. So we've got a lot to talk about. This is for you if Pisces is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Pisces placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. And if you're a very late degree Pisces friend, so birthdays like March 15th through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Aries report, as you very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. Okay, so where to start? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the more superficial, fast-moving planets, the ones that you will definitely be noticing. You will definitely have starry possibilities, but they will pass quickly. And then we'll build up to these really long-term power portal opening, life-changing, trajectory-shifting experiences as we move along. If you're interested in seeing the charts, I will pop them in at the end along with a summary of everything that I talked about and the visuals. Okay, so if you like those, wait till the end and you'll find them there. All right, so when the planets move through Virgo, and when I say the planets at this point, we've got star goddess Vesta, the sun, we've got star goddess Estrella, and we have the new moon on September 2nd at 11 degrees. It's a lot of energy. Mercury will also get back into Virgo to add to the Virgo party. So this is a massive amount of support for doing what? Well, Virgo is all about discipline. It's about organization and clearing clutter. It's about knuckling down and doing the tasks that you avoid doing, those tedious paperwork things, those things that you've avoided and done everything first. That's what this time is about. So if you have been ignoring, avoiding, either on your own volition, you will come back around and say, okay, I'm ready to get this stuff done, or something will tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you have to deal with this. But either way, you'll have a lot of powers of concentration at this time. This is fantastic for tasks like editing and writing, analyzing. It's also fantastic for having a critical eye, and hopefully this will be a kind critical eye. But either your criticism to someone else or someone else's criticism to you can certainly happen with all of this Virgo energy. So just know that people are looking through this eye of analysis. It's very logical. It's not coming from the heart. This is coming from the logic. Not to say that someone can't be giving you something logical from the heart, because certainly they could. But sometimes there's a dryness to the logic, and you will see that come up here. It can be very mundane, very practical, but this is a time to get back to business. If you've had a summer or winter for you all down under, this is time to kind of just get back to task, and you will be feeling that. This could be an amazing time to create a new routine. So if you're getting back to school, back to work, whatever you're doing, this can add like a fresh start to what could have become mundane or could have become disorganized. And, so this is actually a really exciting time. And since Pisces is water energy, water flows well with earth. These are pairs of complementary elements. And so there's a lot of support to this. So all of your feelings, your emotions, your creativity, your connectedness to the divine can take shape into something practical. It can take shape into something lasting and material and visible and obvious. So things that have been going on the inner planes can start to gel and really push forward on the outer planes. And this is going to be a theme that I will pick up as we move through all of the different layers of what's going on this month and beyond. So there is a very special set of dates that I have to give you. Mark these down: September 12th through October 7th. This is one of the most important series of dates that you need to know for the whole rest of the year, and also well into 2025, because This is the last time we will have a period free from personal planet retrogrades for a very, very long time. And that makes a big difference in the things that you do, how you do them. It's not a bad thing. It's an is thing. Because when the personal planets go retrograde, so that's Mercury, Venus, or Mars, then there's this inward and backward tilt. This is the time where you have woven your webs and now you sit back and you wait for food to come to you. You don't try to conjure or force or make things happen or push things out that you want to be really long term. The retrogrades are like that, and we're going to have a long time of that. People not showing up, things taking longer than expected, all of this. But in those days, September 12th through October 7th, this is not that. This is the time to set your boats afloat. If you want to get off the deserted island with the boat you made, the tides will be going out. And when the astrological tides are going out, whatever you set to float can go further and wider for longer. So your big launches, your life dreams, your publishing, your big moves, your big decisions, your big job changes, your big anything that involves something that you want to be going for the long term and that you want a bunch of clarity about, and that is very forward thinking, those dates are going to be some of your best bet. Of course, there is a story to things that we may have to watch unfold, but if this is in your hands, then that's going to be your most active time, because then Mars is going to go into its shadow period and go into retrograde for a very long time. Now, I'm not going to get into all of the retrograde dates that we have coming up, but if you go to anniehelpsyou.com, scroll down, go to my Secret Star portal, and you register for that, I do have my 2024 astrological tides calendar there. And in September or into October, I will have the 2025 astrological tides calendar. So you'll have the whole sneak peek there if you want that. And as we go month to month in the horoscopes, I will be informing you about this, but there's just way too much to get into. So we're not going to cover it now. Suffice to say, do whatever you have to do that's important between September 12th and October 7th. Now, the other thing that we need to know is that all of those Virgo placements are lighting up your 7th house of relationships. So this is a time to connect with other people. This is not a time to hide and try to avoid people. It's a time for virtual connections, in-person connections. It's a time where other people can really support you and show up for you. And it's a time where you can show up and support them. This is a time where if you need something done, you can find your perfect person to help you, whether it's a gardener or a tax person or someone to help you use that launch period to the best of that you possibly can by seeking professional advice in the topics of whatever you're doing there. So this full 7th house is going to make your me versus we sector light up very strongly, as will that Libra eclipse that's happening in October. But we're in eclipse season now, so it's all the same really at this point. Even if the Libra eclipse is not happening until next month, we're all in it now. And the manifestation time for eclipses can be 4 to 6 or more weeks before the actual eclipses. So September and October are the heat of the eclipse season. This time may be one of the most intense months of the whole year as a result, and specifically for Pisces because of that eclipse, which we'll talk about soon. Okay, so Libra energy, which is the 7th house, which is lit up by all of these Virgo planets, also has to do with aesthetics. This has to do with, appearances, how you look, your wardrobe, your home, your space, your office space, all of that. So you might get really, really drawn to fine tune that space and improve the aesthetics around you. And as I told you, those dates are really important because if you want to do something new or do something big or get something done that you need cooperation from other people to get done, this is going to be your best window, because what's going to happen once Mars starts to get into retrograde, which the shadow period starts October 7th, and then it just gets deeper and deeper into it as we move along, is that people are going to lose motivation. Maybe you will lose motivation for your project, but certainly a lot of the people that you hire will also lose motivation. So, Mars rules obsession. And some people will become absolutely obsessed with certain things during the retrograde time and with great results. But you never know if the people you're trying to have help you are going to be as obsessed about your project as you are. So, just hopefully a word to the wise is enough here, and you get all this stuff done. Okay, so let's see what else. We've got Mars about to go into your fifth house, and this is exciting because the fifth house is the house of love and romance and relationships and children and creativity. So you see, through the seventh house of relationships, you've got one aspect of it, and then we've got another aspect of relationships coming up here. Also, Mars is going to move into Cancer, and this is really great news for Pisces because it's going to be in Cancer for a while because of the impending retrograde. And this energy is going to be really, really good for Pisces. So the impending Mars retrograde, the current transit into Cancer as it will move here in September, is going to make the most favorable aspect in all of astrology for you, the trine, which means that blessings for your creative projects, for your leadership skills, for you being seen and acknowledged for your work, for the spark of romance, for the zest of, creativity, for attention to your children, or if you're trying to have children, all of these things are beautifully highlighted. I also call this area of the chart the bucket list area because this is the stuff that is ruled by the sun. It's what sets you ablaze, what sets you on fire and makes you feel like all of your cells are raising like a sunflower lifting to the sky. So those things that just bring you the greatest joy, they're going to have not only the support of Mars for the short and long term, but also you're going to have the trine that is coming. So your personal motivation for doing your fun things may be off the charts, and other people, you may be drawn to other people. You may be magnetic to the circumstances that will light this up for you. Jupiter is still expanding your fourth house of home. This is true until June 2025, started in May 2024. This is a long-term transit. Many of you may be moving, maybe selling a home, buying a home, expanding, either downsizing to a place that makes you feel more free because you're free of the mortgage and the work of the house, or expanding in the way that your house is bigger or that you have more, space, more freedom in your home space. So that is happening now, that's happening for the long term, and that will continue going on. Okay, so let's get into this eclipse now because this is the biggest deal. September 17th, we've got that 25-degree lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. This is a big one. It's the first of the new cycle. Everyone in the Pisces domain is going to have potential crazy life-changing experiences. But those of you who are closer to 25 degrees, so friends who are basically the same people who I said to listen to my Aries report, March 15th, friends and beyond. But basically 25 degrees is going to be around March 17th, 18th, and we give a 5-degree radius. So that's like March 12th through the rest of the sign. The closer to around St. Patrick's Day you are, the more you are going to get a direct hit from this eclipse, and it is going to be intense. But it opens up powerful portals that can be at your disposal to create the life that you want, to get out of a rut that you've been in, to clear this lifetime and previous of your genealogical history or your soul's history, your karmic slate, and have chances for advancement and manifestation of your dreams very, very quickly. So this is a very surprising, very powerful transit. It not only highlights the energy of your first house, of yourself, but it also highlights the energetics of Pisces, which is intuition. It has to do with the lesser seen realms, your connection to the divine, synchronicity, artistic endeavors, psychological space and psychological healing, addictions, fears, and the healing of all of those things. So all of these are a very, very big deal, and these are hot. And now, and you may have been seeing things start to come up even in July and August. It escalated. September, definitely in your face. October, definitely there. And then we'll have the coinciding of that October 2nd, 10-degree of Libra solar eclipse as well, which we'll talk more about in the October report. But that has to do with also me and we. And since the Pisces Virgo eclipses are happening in your first and seventh houses, that's the me and we houses. So you've got two layers of yourself versus other people where you're redoing your relationships, you're casting away everything that's not working for you, and moving on to your next level octaves of experience. So give a little background about eclipses and dates and time frames and what you can expect here. Eclipses occur on the ecliptic. The ecliptic is the area that has to do with karma and dharma. Karma is what we brought in, for better or worse, and dharma is what we're supposed to be doing, our highest expression in this lifetime. So whenever we've got eclipse time, which is twice a year or around every 6 months, we've got this wonderful opening of portals. Now, if it's in your specific sign, that's blasting over, open a power portal, which is what I'm calling the theme of this month for you, in amazing ways, but not just for now, straight through until 2027. Okay, so this is a long transit where your self, your relationship with yourself, your physical body, your health, your relationships with others, not only are these energies highlighted in the short term because of all of those Virgo energies, but they're highlighted in the long term because of this eclipse cycle. So all of these years you're going to have clearing up and cleaning out and reshuffling around of your autonomy and your relationships and your connectedness, issues of codependency and interdependency and autonomy and leadership, and you showing up for yourself and you showing up for other people and you recrafting all your relationships the way you want them. All of that's going to be happening. So something else to know is that if you have negative patterns in your relationships, this can wipe them clean in an instant. Many times I have seen this. Similar to how I always say around eclipse time, look out for breaking glass. And if you break glass during this time or it breaks around you, celebrate, because this trajectory shift, this opening of this portal, this brings a lot of tension in your field. And this tension in your field can attract accidents, can attract complications, can attract difficulties. And it can just be really stressful and cause insomnia and, sounds fun, right? But if the breaking of the glass happens, that's taking this tension and just releasing it out of your field. Sometimes you may have 3 glasses break. Things tend to happen in threes at eclipse time. And, if you are at a Greek wedding and you break plates, then all the better, because this is a building up of tension and a releasing of tension. Sometimes tension that you felt for a really long time will get tighter and tighter and wound tighter and then finally snap. So good news about this is that you will be freed from many old patterns. Some of the times you may have to say goodbye to things you don't want to say goodbye to, but a lot of the changes that happen at this point are non-negotiable. So if things are happening at this time, you don't really have a say in it anyway. So it's more about embracing, it's more about accepting, it's more about healing and forgiving. It's more about grieving if that is what has to be done in order to move forward. And it's about the shuffling around of energy. So a lot of energy that was focused in one area may close out, but then it will brilliantly open in another area. Okay, so there may be a little bit of lag time between the time you get the new news that will fill in the space where, from the time you had the other news that is clearing out the space, but it will happen. So if you think back to between early 2015 or all of 2015, all of 2016 into early 2017, and then you think back further into 2006, 2007, and the first half of 2008, that is when this eclipse cycle was happening as well. And I am willing to, I don't want to say bet, I'm not a betting person, but I think it's very likely that many of you, if you think back to those times, you think, wow, your life really changed at those times, for better and for worse. But again, non-negotiable. So those types of things may come back around then. If terrible things happen then, no, it doesn't necessarily mean that terrible things are going to happen again. There is a theme at play. There are things that are clearing up, polarities in your life that are being expressed, that are being danced with, that are being hopefully released and let go, along with new themes opening up on a higher octave. The opportunity at eclipse time is to raise your octaves many levels so that the game that you're playing in becomes different. We're all playing the game of life, and that comes with rules, and it comes with the things that come with whatever stage of that we're doing. But at eclipse time, we tend to wrap up an old game and start playing a new game. So this may be a time of unfamiliarity where you're starting to learn the ropes of the new game that you're going to be playing. But if you've been stuck in a rut, it's very unlikely that you're going to remain in that rut over the course of this eclipse cycle, because it is specifically designed to clear out neuronal pathways. So basically your neurons or your neural pathways are grooved into your brain, into your being, and it's like a superhighway in your body where you just take the fast route. But there's another part of your being that wants to be developed, like a scenic route. It's a little more bumpy, it's a little more unpredictable, it's a little more unfamiliar, but it calls to you. So you will feel that things that you've been getting called to or that are showing up will be things that are unfamiliar and awkward. But when you take the scenic route, you think, wow, that was amazing. I want to do that all the time. Then stress happens and life happens, and you wind up going back on the superhighway. So these neural pathways in your brain that are linked to these karmic experiences are going to get to have the opportunity to reroute and to entrench deeper pathways into these new ways of being. So you will feel that awkwardness and it will feel just like that. So if you think back to those times, you may see that you did those same things, but there will be some similar themes that happen. Okay, so I'm about to drop in the charts to show you the visuals of everything that I just talked about. If you're interested in that, stay tuned here for a moment. If you're about to sign off, just let me give you this parting information. Definitely go to anniehelpsyou.com, sign up for my free email newsletter there, join my free VIP community, and you will get my eclipse page resource that will give you more information on what these eclipses can bring for you, and including the one that's coming in October. You'll get that resource list as part of my community. You'll also get, since Virgo also rules health, you are going to see a lot of health topics coming up, health, wellness, daily practices for your health and wellness or not. Those type of topics. I have a new thing that I'm offering for my VIP community, which is health tips for all of the zodiac signs based on the body rulerships of each of the signs. So you'll get that when you join my community. So just put your name and email address in there. In the archive or in the welcome letter, you'll get all the information that you need. And if you want to learn astrology with me, I still have my double blue moon promo going on for the rest of August. And you can go to anniehelpsyou.com, scroll down, click on up level, or you can just go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com, and get $1,100 worth of free courses when you sign up for my astrology certification course. Okay, so see you all who are signing off now later, and I'll drop in the visuals for the rest of you. Okay, so here are the visuals. This is the Pisces chart for September. And that eclipse is going to happen right here at 25 degrees in your first house of physical body, well-being, your first start in life, patterns that you've had from in the womb and your childhood. All of this Virgo energy, including Mercury, will get there, is highlighting your 7th house of relationships. This is opening up a me-we storyline, which adds to the me-we storyline that's been in effect since 2023 into 2025 with the Aries Libra eclipse cycle, which we have another, a Libra eclipse October 2nd, a solar eclipse of 10 degrees. So there's just me and we all over the place, clearing out codependency, clearing out any unfulfilling relationship patterns, getting ready for your new higher octave relationships with yourself and with others. I didn't mention this, but this is one of the reasons it's good to stay tuned, because I think of stuff as these planets move on. They join Venus, Lilith, transiting South Node, Juno in Libra, which is the house ruled by the 7th house. So more relationship stuff, connections with others, a chance to have a chord where there was conflict, and a chance for conflict to draw out things that need to be dealt with. Highlighting your 8th house of other people's money and shared resources. Mars going into Cancer, we talked about that, going to make the trine with the Pisces planets, highlighting your 5th house of love, creativity, passion, your bucket list house, and Mars, that border collie of the zodiac, making you obsessed with that space. Jupiter expanding home and family in a big way, big moves, big things having to do with family expansion, home changes, all of that is there. Okay, so I've given you a lot of dates and a lot of information to help you make the most of September 2024 and the time beyond. But if you want even more information on how you can make the stars work for you, go to anniehelpsyou.com and put your name and email address in here. You will get my sweet and salty aspect dates and details report, as well as a monthly written astrology review delivered right into your inbox. You'll get my 28-day virtual coaching program, absolutely free. You get my relax and unwind and let go, train your brain subliminal to help you stay calm during tough astrological transits. I have mini astrology lessons, and I have a new addition, which is my health tips for each zodiac sign. And that is in celebration of the Virgo season this month that I'm adding that. And you get my eclipse resource page, which will help you to most easily find all of the eclipse related reports that I have for your sign. So if you scroll down on this same page at anniehelpsyou.com, this is what you will see. 3 choices here. Hopefully you've already joined the free VIP community. And by the way, my free VIP community gets early access to my public horoscopes. Now, if you want to get even earlier access, you can go to my Secret Star portal, click on the upgrade button there, plus all kinds of goodies there. And if you want to learn astrology with me in a more organized and comprehensive stepwise course, go click on Up Level here, and you can see my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery course. And I can teach you everything you need to know to be an astrologer, to help your friends and family and yourself, or to do it professionally and to earn money from your love of the stars. Also, for the rest of August, I have a double blue moon promo where you get $1,100 worth of free courses when you enroll in my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Certification course. If you are coming to my course registration page and it's after the time of the public promo, if you email me at contactannieb@proton.me and let me know that you heard this in this report and that you just missed the promo, then I will still honor it for you if you enroll in that time frame where this September horoscope is relevant. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.